Hey everybody, Rudy here from Take a Bath Productions with another video helping you fix various things. In this video, I'm going to show you how to program this Spectrum cable remote. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so here we have the Spectrum remote. The first thing you're going to want to make sure of is that the batteries are good or new before programming the remote. Sometimes the batteries can be marginal and the remote won't program correctly and you think you're doing something wrong when in fact the only thing wrong is just the batteries. So there are actually 3 different ways to program this remote, and I'll cover all 3 in the coming up minutes. So stay tuned! But first, I want to say a couple of things about the remote. I do like this system on and off feature right here. It allows you to turn on and off up to 5 devices with just the push of one button. I'll show you how to program that coming up. I also like this light button at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but all the lights glow red. That's a pretty cool feature when you're in the dark and you're fumbling around with all your buttons to try to figure out what is what. But there were a couple of things that I didn't like. I noticed that the TV functions were somewhat limited. As far as I could tell, the only functions available were the volume up and down, and the channel up and down, the numbers, the input, and that's about it. This menu is tied to the cable box. I didn't like that. You can't run the menu on the TV, so you have to dig up the factory remote if you want to make any changes. So that was one thing I didn't like. And also, if you're going to use it with an Apple TV, or a streaming device, I found that the control buttons were just in a haphazard order. They didn't make any sense. I don't know why they didn't use these 4 buttons with the select in the middle. Would have made a lot more sense, but you've got like up and down, and this is like left and right over here, and they're all over the place. So unless you have a photographic memory, you're going to be trying to figure out what buttons are doing what on an Apple TV. I didn't test it on a Roku, but I suspect that it's the same problem with that too. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the programming part. We're going to start with the quick programming method. You should know that there are 20 one-digit codes for major brands, 20 for TV, 10 for VCR, 10 for auxiliary, and 10 for DVD. It's super easy as long as you have one of those major brands. I'll include a list at the end of the video that you can refer to, and I'll also post a link where you can download the manual and see the codes there too. The first thing you're going to want to do is turn on the equipment that you're trying to program the remote to. If your TV is in the TV A list, you're going to press TV and A and hold it. If your TV is in the B list, you're going to press TV and B. VCR, DVD, and auxiliary are always in the A list. Okay, there is no B list for those because there's only 10 codes. Remember, the TV had 20 codes. So in my example, I'm going to be using a Sony TV. Press and hold TV A until the TV lights up. Okay, it's lit up. And then my code for Sony is 2, so press 2. Now when you do this, you should be pointing the remote right at the TV because you'll see it turn off. And to verify that the code works, you can hit power again and turn the TV back on. So let's say it works. Press TV again, and that stored the code for Sony TV. And if you have a DVD or auxiliary or VCR you want to program, as long as it's on that major list, you can just do the same thing. DVD A, VCR A, whatever your code happens to be. Okay, say if that didn't work, or you have another device that's not on the quick list, you're going to try using the 3-digit code method. Again, turn on the equipment that you're trying to program to. In my case, I'm going to use a Bose soundbar for this example, and the code for that is 799. It falls under the auxiliary device button right here. By the way, the auxiliary device button can be used to program in a second TV, VCR, or DVD. If you're using it for that purpose, let me show you real quick. You're just going to want to push OK, select, and auxiliary till that lights up. And then you're going to press TV to let it know you're putting in a TV code. and then put in the code for whatever TV. I'm just going to use 001. I don't know what that goes to, and auxiliary. That's it. So now this auxiliary is set up now for a second TV, not including the Sony TV that we just programmed in a minute ago. But for regular devices like the aforementioned soundbar, press the device button and the OK Select button, auxiliary in this case, until the light comes on. Okay, and then enter code 799. That just happens to be for my Bose soundbar. And if you point the remote when entering the code, the device should shut off. You can press the power button to see if it comes back on if it's working. Press the device button again to store the code, auxiliary in my case. Okay, the fact that the power button will work while it's in program mode is especially useful when you have multiple codes, especially for TV brands. Some of them use 5 or 6 codes, and you can press the power button when you're entering a code and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then try another code. You may find a code that's only partially working, but then when you use a different code, all the functions are going to be working as normal. So you don't have to exit programming mode. You can enter one code, say 799. Okay, it didn't work. Then directly after that, you can enter 123 if that's your next code, or 456. It doesn't make any difference. You don't have to exit programming mode, try it, and then if it doesn't work, go back in and go through all that. You can do them sequentially like that and find the right code. And you can use the same methods to program the other 4 devices in your volley here. Just remember, after you enter the code, to press the device button again to store the code. So if the first 2 methods don't work, there's still another way to program the remote. This will be a last resort as it will take the longest, and that's the auto code search method. Again, turn on the device that you want to try to program to. Press the device button and the OK Select button at the same time. We're going to go through TV again, just for the sake of it. Okay, they lit up. Now all you have to do is press the channel up button. We'll send one code at a time. And you can keep doing this until you find your code. Or you can keep it pressed. See, it's sending out multiple codes. And I missed it. So if you miss it, just go back. There it went. It turned off. And you can verify that you're on the right code by pressing the power button. If you're not on the right code, just say it turned off, but you're not sure which code it is, you could try going up one, power. It still didn't work. Up another one, power. Oh, it must have been back 3. 1, 2, 3. Power. There it went. It worked. So once you get it working, just press the device button that you're working on to store the code. All right, we're going to be moving on to the system control button right here. You can use this button to send up to 5 power on-off signals to control up to 5 devices. So to get started, press the cable button. All right. And then the system on-off and OK Select together. The cable button lights up. And then press the first device button you're going to want to use. In my case, I'm going to program it to a TV and a soundbar. So TV, power, aux, power. And then when you're done, press channel up to store the sequence. All right. So now when you go back and push system control, TV, auxiliary. TV, auxiliary. So that's a pretty useful feature. That way you don't have to go TV power, auxiliary power when you're trying to turn everything on. You can program the volume control to default to different devices. Like for example, if you're setting in cable mode, changing channels, and you come across something you want to hear better, you don't want to have to flip back to auxiliary to make the volume work. You want it to work in cable mode, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you want to switch the default volume control to TV, push OK Select and cable together until it lights up, volume up, and then TV. All right, so we're in cable mode. Volume went to the TV. If you want to switch it to auxiliary for your amplifier, push cable and OK Select until it lights up, volume up, auxiliary. All right, so we're still in cable mode. As you can see, channel is changing on cable mode. Auxiliary is controlling the volume. And if you want to change it back to cable mode, just hit cable and OK Select, volume up, and then cable. And that's how it comes from the factory. And that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, comment below. If you liked this video, click on the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos like this as often as I can. Thanks for watching.